Case 5, where once we plug in we get 0 over 0, is the most common type of problem to come up in most calculus courses. There are a number of ways of dealing with the case 5 sort of problem, but they all come down to trying to get something from the top of the fraction and something from the bottom of the fraction to cancel. Once the cancellation has occurred, then we're going to try plugging in again, and usually a different case in the table is going to come up. So oftentimes, once the cancellation occurs, a case 5 problem will simplify to a case 1 problem. So to see an example of how this works, I'm going to do the limit as x goes to negative infinity, e to the x, plus e to the 2x, all over e to the 3x, minus e to the x. Now the first thing we're going to do, of course, is to plug in. We plug in negative infinity, we get e to the minus infinity. 2 times minus infinity is still minus infinity. So we still have an e to the minus infinity. 3 times minus infinity is still minus infinity, and e to the minus infinity is the last one there. So e to the minus infinity gives you 0, so really this is 0 plus 0 over 0 minus 0, which is 0 over 0, which gives you case 5. So now we're going to try to get something from the top and something from the bottom to cancel. In order to get this to happen, we're going to factor the top and factor the bottom. What we can do to factor these situations is factor out a common factor of e to the x. So if we factor an e to the x out of the top, we get left with a 1 plus e to the x. If we factor an e to the x out of the bottom, we get left with an e to the 2x minus 1. These e to the x's will cancel, and now, since the cancellation's occurred, we can try plugging in again. So when we plug in again, we get 1 plus e to the minus x, all over e to the 2x is still e to the minus infinity, minus 1. E to the minus infinity is 0, so this is really 1 over negative 1. Now 1 over negative 1 is a case 1 situation. It's a non-zero number over a non-zero number. So this limit is going to give you minus 1. So the limit, as x goes to minus infinity, of e to the x plus e to the 2x over e to the 3x minus e to the x is in fact equal to minus 1.